People who are angry inside but don't want to show it often display 12 typical behaviors. Anger is a universal emotion, but not everyone feels comfortable expressing it outwardly. Many individuals may feel intense frustration or irritation internally, but choose not to show it to others. Instead, they often use subtle behaviors to mask or hide their anger, which can leave others feeling confused or unsure about how to respond. These behaviors can be hard to detect because the person appears calm on the surface, but the underlying anger manifests in other ways. Here are 12 common signs of people who are angry inside but don't want to show it. 1. Silent treatment. One of the most classic signs of someone who is hiding their anger is the silent treatment. When a person is upset but unwilling to confront the issue directly, they might shut down and refuse to speak to those around them. The silent treatment is often a passive-aggressive tactic used to punish the person they're angry with. By withholding communication, they control the situation and attempt to make the other person feel guilty or compelled to apologize. While it may seem like they're just taking space, the silent treatment can be a sign of unresolved emotional turmoil. 2. Passive aggression. Passive-aggressive behavior is another way in which people hide their anger without expressing it outright. Rather than confronting the source of their frustration, these individuals may act out in subtle ways, such as giving backhanded compliments, being sarcastic, or engaging in behaviors that indirectly communicate their anger. For example, they might intentionally forget tasks or fail to follow through on promises, hoping the other person will notice their neglect. These actions allow the individual to vent their anger without having to confront the issue directly. 3. Over-control and micromanagement. Another sign of internal anger is an excessive need to control the environment and others. People who feel unable to manage their own emotions might attempt to control their external surroundings to make up for their lack of emotional control. Micromanagement is a common symptom of this behavior. These individuals may insist on overseeing every detail of a project, believing that things need to be done their way to avoid disappointment or failure. While they may justify their actions as being diligent, it is often rooted in a need to exert control over a situation they cannot control internally. 4. Excessive politeness. While politeness is generally considered a positive trait, when someone is angry on the inside but trying to mask it, excessive politeness can be a defense mechanism. This behavior, known as reaction formation, is a psychological tactic in which a person overcompensates for their negative emotions by acting in an overly friendly or polite manner. This allows them to avoid confrontation while still expressing their discomfort in a socially acceptable way. However, the insincerity of the politeness can often be felt by others, making the anger hard to ignore. 5. Procrastination. Procrastination is another subtle way that people who are angry inside may express their emotions. Instead of addressing the issue head-on, they may delay tasks or responsibilities as a form of passive protest. For instance, if they're angry at a boss or colleague, they may put off completing work or avoid engaging in projects that involve the person they're upset with. While procrastination can happen for many reasons, when it becomes a habitual response to frustration or anger, it may signal that the person is avoiding dealing with deeper issues. 6. Deflection. Deflection is a common tactic used by individuals who want to avoid discussing the source of their anger. Rather than addressing the emotional issue directly, they steer the conversation away from their feelings by changing the subject or minimizing the situation. Humor is often used as a deflection tool, with the person making light of a serious issue in order to avoid addressing it. By making jokes or deflecting with self-deprecating humor, they hope to keep others from probing too deeply into their emotions. 7. Complaining. Complaining about everyday issues can also be a sign of someone who is angry inside but doesn't want to show it. These individuals may vent about minor inconveniences, like a bad commute, the weather, or office politics, as a way of redirecting their frustration. However, Their complaints rarely target the actual cause of their anger. Instead, they focus on external circumstances to mask the real source of their frustration. Complaining becomes a way to express their dissatisfaction without having to confront the emotional undercurrent of their anger. 8. Avoidance. Avoidance is another common behavior of people who are angry but don't want to show it. Rather than dealing with a situation that's causing them distress, they choose to avoid it altogether. This might involve avoiding certain people, places, or even conversations. For instance, they might ignore phone calls from the person they're upset with, or refuse to attend social gatherings where they'll encounter the source of their anger. Avoidance may provide temporary relief, but it only serves to prolong the unresolved conflict, as the anger is never directly addressed. 9. Overreacting to minor issues. When someone is angry but suppressing those feelings, even small annoyances can trigger disproportionate reactions. This is because the person's emotional buffer has already been weakened by the internal anger they're holding in. The frustration they feel internally is easily projected onto trivial situations, leading to outbursts that seem out of place given the circumstances. For example, a person might snap at a colleague for a minor mistake simply because they're already overwhelmed with unaddressed anger from other areas of their life. 10. Body language. Although a person may not verbally express their anger, their body language can often reveal what they're feeling. Clenched jaws, tense posture, and crossed arms are common signs that someone is holding in anger. Avoiding eye contact or giving too much eye contact, either avoiding it altogether or staring intensely, can also signal underlying frustration. When someone is angry inside but trying to hide it, their communication may become curt, with short, one-word responses or an unwillingness to engage in meaningful conversation. 11. Frequent criticism. People who are angry but don't want to show it often project their emotions onto others through criticism. They may become overly critical of other people's actions, habits, or behaviors, focusing on what's wrong rather than what's right. This criticism can be targeted at specific individuals or be more generalized, as they may also feel frustrated with themselves. By directing their anger outwardly, they avoid confronting their own feelings and instead find fault with others as a way to release some of their pent-up emotions. 12. Self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is a more subtle and often unconscious way that anger can manifest. People who are angry inside may undermine their own success or happiness as a form of self-punishment. For example, they might turn down an opportunity for a promotion or sabotage a good relationship because it makes them uncomfortable to be happy when they feel so angry inside. Self-sabotage can be an unconscious expression of frustration, as the person may feel undeserving of success or happiness due to their unresolved anger. Conclusion: recognizing the hidden signs of anger. Recognizing these behaviors in others can provide insight into the internal struggles they may be experiencing. People who are angry inside but don't express it openly often use subtle ways to manage their emotions. It's important to be patient and understanding with these individuals, as their behaviors are often rooted in a deeper emotional struggle. If you or someone you know is experiencing internal anger, addressing it through healthy communication, therapy, or self-reflection can be an essential step toward healing. By learning to confront and express anger in healthy ways, individuals can improve their emotional well-being and relationships. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, so you don't miss any new videos. Let us know your thoughts about this video in the comment section down below, and feel free to stay and enjoy it until the end. Also make sure to check out our next highlighted video, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.